Welcome to FNaF News. I'm your host, the TNT Muffin, and today we're going to be talking about Youtooz, the FNaF 2 movie, the FNaF 1 movie, and more. Starting out with the FNaF 2 movie news, we've got a bunch of leaks here, and if you want to avoid spoilers for the movie, you can skip to this time. So the FNaF 2 movie news, in my previous news video, I talked about the set for the movie, showing off the FNaF 2 Pizzeria. The only thing that's different now is that the sign has now been put up. Now this looks super cool. I think they did a really good job with the sign for this pizzeria, definitely better than the first movie. Now the sign itself was pretty cool for the first movie. The issue though was the artwork on top wasn't stylized at all. It was basically just a traced version of Freddy. Also, he for some reason had white gloves on, which didn't really make sense. But this one is clearly stylized a cartoony version of not only Toy Freddy, but also Toy Bonnie and Toy Chica. Interestingly enough, this one also does not say Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place. It's just Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, I believe. Interesting detail difference there. Not sure the reasoning for it. 3 characters up there is actually pretty interesting because places like Chuck E. Cheese, I believe they've always been just the one character, Chucky. So having all 3 of them up there is pretty neat. I like that. Pretty sad though for Funtime Foxy, just exiled out of that. And the other thing I talked about in my last news video was not only did we get the FNaF 2 movie pizzeria set leaked, but also the FNaF 1 pizzeria set. And now we have a better look at that as well. The only difference here I can see for the set itself is that the little green sides that were originally there now are now a full green screen behind it, not just the sides. So this does reveal a little bit more about what the pizzeria is gonna be like, because initially I thought maybe they just were gonna have that so they can extend the pizzeria, like they didn't want to build the sides of the building. But now it's clear here they're probably, or I don't know for sure, but I think they're probably going to move the pizzeria to somewhere else, like green screen it out. Something that furthers this point in my mind is we got this image showing Josh Hutcherson on this set with some flyers up at the front, which could reveal some plot points for the movie. Now these flyers, when I saw them, I thought maybe they could be like missing persons posters or something like that. But when I thought about it more, I think it's probably flyers advertising the FNaF 2 pizzeria. I think since it is green screened, I think what might happen here is Mike is gonna have one of those dreams where he's in the forest, except this time he comes across the FNaF 1 location in there. That would make sense why it has a green screen behind it. And, you know, maybe those flyers are flyers to advertise the FNaF 2 pizzeria, telling him to go there. That makes sense to me for movie progression. Like, he sees the FNaF 1 pizzeria, sees these flyers about the FNaF 2 location, finds out there even is another Freddy Fazbear's location, and they go there for the movie. That makes the most sense to me, because I don't see any other reason there would even be flyers on the front of the building. Like, I think the building got kind of destroyed in the previous movie, so it probably wouldn't look this good, and also, why would those be on there? Of course, that is just a theory, though. This is all we have, just this image, so I don't really know what's gonna happen, but I think it's a good guess. Now, this next thing does leak another scene from the movie. There's no, like, footage of the scene being filmed or anything, but it is a new set and gives us some new plot points, I suppose. So if you don't want to see that, you can skip to that same time. So in a previous news video, I talked about casting calls, one of them being for cosplaying teens. We were very confused as to what this could be. It said it was going to be at some type of Comic-Con type thing. I assumed that wasn't true and it was actually going to be at the pizzeria, maybe some type of party there, or some people even thought maybe it could be the Bite of 83 and they're looking for the bullies. But now we know it's going to be because there's a Faz Fest in the movie. There's a flyer here advertising Faz Fest, a festival that's going to be happening, which is centered around Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It says there's going to be a costume contest, Dress to Impress, and we've got some images of this festival. So we have gotten some images of this set, like I mentioned. First one here is a pizza stand where they're selling pizza. Right next to that is a concession stand selling, I guess, other food that isn't pizza. We've also got this, I believe, shop where they're selling a bunch of costumes. These are kind of interesting to see because this is just like actual FNAF merch. You can buy different costumes of the FNAF characters. Then there's also this stand selling some merch, some shirts, never seen before shirts, as well as some hats there. So this doesn't really reveal much about what this movie is going to be about. I have no idea why there even is a FNaF Fest. What is this for? Unfortunately, the flyer does just say the month and day, October 12th. It does not say the year, so I don't know currently if this is going to be a flashback scene or a present day scene. I feel like flashback makes the most sense because why would there be a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza themed festival in the year 2000 something, I don't know, 2003. So I would think this would be a flashback scene. I don't know what could happen during this flashback scene. If not, it could be a present day thing and it's something similar to Fazbear's Fright. It does seem like it's around Halloween time, October 12th, so it could be a Halloween type event, you know, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. Maybe they're having this little scary festival. That would be kind of dark. Why would you? Because it's actual murders that happen there. Why would you have a festival for that? Actually, I'm going to bleep out that word. I didn't swear. But, you know, there was the MCI in the games. So actually, maybe this isn't present day. Because that would be a really weird thing to have a festival about. Well, I don't know. Because in the games, they had Fazbear's Fright. So maybe it is a present day thing. I don't know. Now, moving on from the FNAF 2 movie, we've actually got some FNAF 1 movie news, which is kind of surprising. Apparently, MatPat on Instagram said that originally for the movie, he was not going to have a speaking role, but they later on just added some lines for him, which I think was a good decision. He was originally just supposed to walk out, drop off the menus, and leave, but I think the scene added some character. You know, definitely gave him a bigger spotlight, but it did also have a kind of a weird scene. I don't know, for me that scene seemed cool, but like for other people it might have taken them out of the movie. It did seem kind of out of place. Like there wasn't really a reason for it in the context of the movie, but I think it was a good choice. But yeah, that's a little piece of FNAF movie lore. If you're making a FNAF movie iceberg video, you can put that in there. Another piece of FNAF 1 movie news here is that there is a Walmart exclusive version of the FNAF movie. Only difference is the cover is black and white. I don't really know why they did this. They've done this a couple times where they just do a different version of the cover. Are people buying those? I guess they must be if they're releasing more covers all the time. Speaking of covers for FNAF stuff, soon you'll be able to see a cover of Spring Bonnie in stores because Into the Pit is going to be releasing on physical on June 20th. These physical versions will also include a code to download the soundtrack of the game, which is pretty cool, and then there's an exclusive version from I Am 8-Bit, which will have a poster and sticker sheets. From the image here, it seems like there's going to be a version for Xbox, PlayStation, I assume 4, PlayStation 5, and the Nintendo Switch. So, if you have any of those consoles and you've been waiting to play the game, now is your time. Or if you want, you know, the sticker sheet or the poster, stickers are pretty cool. Similar to stickers, things that you can stick to things are pins. We've got some new pins that are releasing at Hot Topic and Box Lunch. There's this one of the 3 main characters on stage, pretty neat thing there. This one, which has a pizza, you can like spin it around to reveal different characters. This one of Freddy, and he's blue for some reason. Don't know why. They've done this a few times, Blue Freddy. And then these, which I actually think are pretty funny, it's the cupcake pins. I thought these were pretty funny, so I actually picked up some of them. I got this one of the cupcake, I got this one of Freddy Fazbear, and then this one of Toy Freddy. It's such a weird idea. I really like it, though. I will say, though, they are blind boxes, of course, so you don't know which one you're going to get. But the bad thing is they cost like $11 each, which is crazy. It's like, look at how small this thing is. $11 for this? What do you guys usually use pins for? Because I kind of just have a bunch of FNAF pins laying around. I don't like stick them to anything. I just have them. What do I do with them? Speaking of little things you can stick to thing as decoration, another thing that you can put on things as decoration is wrapping paper. The FNAF Youtooz wrapping paper apparently is going to be coming out this next holiday season. I think it was supposed to release earlier, like this past Christmas, 2024, but they missed the opportunity. I guess they didn't finish all their types of wrapping paper and want to release it as a group. So, next Christmas, guys. Actually, that doesn't make sense. They should release it before the holiday season, so we can use it as wrapping paper for Christmas. Because if it releases on Christmas, we still can't use it till the next year, 2026. Hopefully they release it before then. And now on to the book news. We've just gotten a cover for a second graphic novel of Tales from the Pizzaplex, which will include the stories Pressure, Submechanophobia, and The Mimic. This actually sounds pretty cool. I don't know much about these stories. I mean, I know about The Mimic, of course, but Pressure and Submechanophobia I know nothing about, other than the cover of Submechanophobia, which is a very cool cover. I think this graphic novel, that sounds really interesting. A Submechanophobia graphic novel sounds really cool. And The Mimic as well. I guess we'll get to see what Edwin looks like, which will be interesting. Also, this is going to be releasing September 2nd, the day before my birthday. I assume this is going to be after the release of Secret of the Mimic, so we might end up seeing Edwin before this happens anyway, depending on what that game is. I don't really know what the game is going to be about. But yeah, I don't know. That's going to be cool. I'm excited for that one, honestly. And that does about do it for the news today. So if you want to subscribe, you can click the button on top of my head. If you want to watch my last news video, you can click that button over there. And if you want to see some other video I made, you can click that button over there. And I'll see you when we get some more news on the FNaF 2